The honourable member from Tyne Valley-Sherbrooke, the opposition whip.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Yesterday, I asked the Minister of Health about a rumour that the PUCC at the Prince County Hospital had been closed. I don't like asking questions based on rumours, Mr. Speaker, but the potential implications of yet another PUCC closure without any public announcement were too much for me to just leave alone, so I asked. And to my surprise, the Minister confirmed that the PUCC was closed, or rather, to quote, it was absorbed. This is not an isolated incident. Since before this government came into power, we have seen concerning behaviour and inaction when it comes to the mental health and addictions crisis. The Premier ran on a platform promising shovels in the ground on day one for the new mental health hospital, but did nothing to make that a reality once he got in. He then asks us to take the politics out of mental health, when in fact, he wrote the book on this. And his Minister of Health follows his lead. Sell a hopeful story, don't follow through. The mental health campus is finally breaking ground with 2 buildings. This is encouraging, but I fear that it's just another hopeful story. Mr. Speaker, we can't staff a PUCC. We can't staff a mobile crisis unit. How are we going to staff a hospital? This fall, the PUCC in Charlottetown was closed. The minister at that time promised that it would be reopened as soon as staffing challenges could be addressed. Instead, the PUCC in Summerside closed too, Mr. Speaker. These programs won Health PEI awards for ingenuity and positive feedback they received from mental health patients. Finally, as I'm sure you are all aware, the mobile mental health crisis unit rollout is not going well, and that's an understatement. First, we were told that the units would be ready to go in January. Then they were ready to go in March. Now we're not being given a date at all. Originally, the police were involved on every call. Then we found out that police will not be on every call. Next, we come to find out that Health PEI isn't going to be managing the units anymore. A private company, MetaV, will be managing them. Then the minister says, nope, that Health PEI will manage the units. Mr. Speaker, you can see how one can get confused and frustrated. When yesterday's news of the PUCC closure in Summerside was shared on Facebook, someone asked the question, what's next to go? The response from another person was people's lives. Mr. Speaker, I am not trying to politicize mental health. I am asking that we start working on the mental health and addictions file in a meaningful and honest way, and that we start treating mental health and addictions with the dignity and respect it deserves. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.